everybody. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this evening at FJA's 2020 Gala, scheduled today, May 18th. Little did we know that we'd be celebrating this way. We're so glad that you can join us. I want to acknowledge several things before we begin. I want to thank our event sponsor, the Honigman Law Firm, and several people, professionals at FJA, professionals who have worked with us to make this possible. First, Julie Ohana, our Director of Community Engagement. We could not have done this without you. You took the reins and you made this happen. Thank you, Julie. Electra Petrucci, a beautiful journal. Our graphic designer, alum, did an amazing job in the journal. I hope everybody takes a look at that. Shauna Cantor, our Director of Advancement, who dreamed this dream that we would have a virtual gala, and we are here. She made it come true. And to a couple of alum who we're really grateful for. Scott Wasserman on the tech side, running everything this evening. Scott, we are so grateful to you. And Adam Luger, our video extraordinaire, created a couple of videos that I'm sure everybody is going to enjoy. So let me just describe this evening's program to you. The way I like to think about it is it's going to be a 1, 2, 3 program. Essentially, one MC, that's me, 2 videos, which I'm sure will move you, stir you, and will give you some insight into what kind of school FJA is and how proud we are of our alumni and our honorees. And finally, three amazing honorees that we're so glad to recognize this evening. Throughout the program, please keep in mind that the bars will be open. Liquor bar or coffee bar, help yourselves, and there won't be any line for the bathrooms. As well, look forward to dessert after the program in your foyer. Also, we want you to participate. So we're on Facebook Live. That gives you several opportunities. You can comment, you can like. Please, please participate. It is difficult. We can't see our audience, but we know you're out there. Show your love for FJA. And finally, you can participate by giving. The number on the screen before the program and in the chat, you can text to give this evening. And again, thank you so much for joining us. Over the 20 years that FJA has been in existence, an incredible school for our community. There are so many individuals who have made this possible, so many people that it's important for us to acknowledge the success of FJA. There are the early visionaries, the founding board members, our past presidents, our founding head of school, Rabbi Lee Buckman, our founding director of Jewish Studies, Rabbi Aaron Bergman, Dr. Helene Cohen, Rabbi Eric Grossman, Dr. Renee Wohl, Jerry Gutman, Aaron Groves, Rabbi Reuven Margaret, and finally, my work partner, Amy Folby, who's been such an incredible support and who's guided the school through so many positive changes. I thank you all. And finally, our students and our alumni and our teachers as well. We'll have time a little later to recognize them. Our students number almost into the 800s, our graduates, our alumni, if we count the class of 2020. And we followed up with some alumni who are already in the workforce, and we've created this beautiful video to give you an idea of what our alumni are doing now.
When I went to Jewish Academy, which might be a little bit different from where it is today, but I feel like there's probably similar principles. It was a pretty small, tight-knit group within the student body, and we were very much empowered to have a voice of our own, to shape the way that this school functioned and worked.
JAMD at the time was its first year. It was pioneering, it was very entrepreneurial. If you wanted to do something and demonstrated the enthusiasm to do it, and you had like an itch that you wanted to scratch, then you would talk to some school administrator or teacher and say, I want to do this, and they were so encouraging of whatever you wanted to do.
I can't tell you enough how many teachers I had who took an interest in me, who would talk with me about the kind of person that I wanted to become. And that individual care is such a unique part of the FJA community.
The Jewish Academy was a place where students who are self-starters can thrive, but there's also great opportunity for kids like me that needed a little extra help, needed the encouragement, and the staff and faculty was great at putting me in a position where it was interesting for me to engage.
I just think about all the all-stars that were faculty members at the Jewish Academy, and I just remember like how much of an impact they made on my life.
We would have these study sessions right before midterms and finals where all of the classmates would get together at someone's house to have study sessions. But I think what made it really special was that our teacher would actually come to those study sessions outside of school hours to be with us in this really casual environment to make sure that we really understood the material and felt comfortable for the exam.
Funny story, I once went to a Foo Fighters and Bob Dylan concert with Rabbi Baruch, my Talmud teacher. The community, it really stretched beyond just inside the school. You really felt like you had a family at Frankel Jewish Academy.
It's very rare, I think, in other settings where you literally know and have friends in like basically every single grade in a school. But here, a lot of my friends during high school were in the grade above me or like the grade below me. There's just a lot of opportunities here that I would not have probably been able to get in a public school setting.
Town hall was always something that was a little different that we did at the Jewish Academy that my friends at other high schools didn't do. But I understand now that it was a way to get the whole school together and to create that community feel. And years later, town hall still exists every Friday morning.
The whole school knew of each other, and when we were in yearbook, we didn't have to go out and ask other people. We all knew who everyone was.
But everybody had their place, and it was just a great amalgamation of people that just made it really fun to be at school every day.
It was really a community on top of a school, and I remember after graduation, my entire class sat in a circle and shared memories together, and it had sort of this camp feel in addition to being high school.
I really took to heart the idea of the Jewish Academy just being a community school of all different types of Jews that do really different things and practice Judaism in really different ways, and that kind of set a groundwork of how I kind of view the world and how I view the Jewish community and what I hope for the Jewish community.
It was the first time that I really got to know people who were modern Orthodox, in addition to having classmates who are conservative and reform, and I just loved the diversity of Judaism that comes together at FJA.
It was cool each day to pretty much learn a new thing every day, especially for me coming from public school. Each day of Hebrew, I was learning something new, and then whether it was learning about the Bible or about Jewish culture, each day was a new experience.
FJA just made me more of a well-rounded person. It really nurtured my interest both in science and in art, which is something that I'm still very interested in. Whether I was doing the plays or studying biology, I think that was really some of the very first inclination I had towards science and also arts. And I think that's something that I still bring with me and is still really important in my life.
There was a spirit of experimentation and exploration and creativity that infused what it meant to go to school every day. Just remember the camaraderie of being guinea pigs, of wandering around a trailer, and even before that being in the basement of the JCC and feeling like high school was one really important moment in our lives, but it was also one moment along the continuum of personal development.
Jewish Academy was a place that, because it's a smaller and more intimate environment, you're not really allowed to slip between the cracks. And I think what Jammed really taught me, one of the most valuable lessons, is that it taught me how to try at things that are difficult.
As we were standing beneath the chuppah at our wedding, many of the friends who were there with us and surrounding us on really the happiest days of our lives were friends that we made at FJA, and it was really such a special place and had such a special impact on our lives.
Attending Jewish Academy really prepared me for my business career. It forced me to be diversified, forced me to learn and establish team, and going through the rigorous curriculum forced me to understand multitasking, which has helped me become a great entrepreneur.
I think that in high school you have the opportunity to go to class and do your homework and you'll learn and you'll be just fine. Or you can do more than that. And that's what FJA sort of taught me, was that you can take initiative to fight for something and challenge for something that you want, and that you'll have this whole community of staff and teachers who will be supportive of you. And having that confidence that I learned in a safe, supportive community has been really helpful for me as I've gone into college and into my jobs afterwards.
When I think back to how I started my own business, I think about the confidence that I was given and the resources that were available to me, that I knew were available to me when I was in 9th grade, and they were telling us that we should start our own clubs and maybe even start our own classes.
My time at FJA taught me, above everything else, I think the importance of community. Moving to Los Angeles was a big move for both me and for my wife, Nina, but fortunately we really managed to create a wonderful community out here. We regularly host Shabbat dinners where we invite anywhere from 2 to 6 or 7 friends for a home-cooked Friday night Shabbat meal.
There's a direct correlation between hard work and results in anything you do, and I think that the teachers that I had at Jewish Academy, that was kind of always what they were trying to impress upon me. Making that connection and the correlation between putting in the work, putting in the hours, and getting the result, and feeling good about the result, that has carried through absolutely into my professional life and into our personal life also.
In either 9th or 10th grade, I can't quite remember, I was placed into a class called Intermediate Talmud with Rabbi Azaria Cohen. And those types of debates and those types of conversations that we had in that class are the same types of debates and conversations that I had in law school, that I currently have as a law clerk, and that I think I will have throughout my legal career.
For me, it was a pretty natural transition going from having my experiences at the Jewish Academy during high school and then going to work for a startup where you had to wear many different hats. You're asked to do certain things that aren't necessarily part of your job description, and the way that you prove your value at any company is to do what needs to get done to help the company out. We felt that way while I was at the Academy, and I certainly felt that way at my job when I joined it, and I think it's done me well as well.
Mazel tov on your 20 years, FJA.
Mazel tov FJA on your 20th year from the founder of the FJA Yiddish Club.
Mazel tov FJA on 20 years from the first Jaguar mascot.
From Alice in Wonderland, Mazel tov on your 20th year, FJA.
Mazel tov FJA on your 20th year from the person who created the Intergrade Masquerade and the person who created Paradigm for a Pair of Dimes.
Mazel tov FJA on your 20th year.
Mazel tov FJA on your 20th year. And go Jags.
Mazel tov FJA on your 20th year.
Looking forward to 20 more.
As you can see, each of our alumni leaves their mark on the school, and FJA, in significant ways, leaves their mark on the alum. And we have so many of them, and we're truly proud of each and every one of them and what they've accomplished. But it's hard, impossible to recognize all of them in one video or in one evening. Tonight, we want to recognize one alumna. This is an individual who is recognized by her peers, nominated by her peers, for the work that she has done in our community. She has taken the mission of FJA and lived it and helped instill it in our community. With her work in Camp Tamarack, she's inspired young children. With her work at JVS, she's helped young professionals find jobs or discover careers. And now with her work in NextGen, she's working with Jewish Detroiters to energize them, to give back, and to become involved with the community. Please join me in recognizing our 2020 distinguished alumna, Rachel DeVries. Hey,
Thank
Rachel.
you so much. Hi, Rabbi. Thank you so much, Rabbi Cohn. This is, wow. I am truly flattered to be honored by you and by a school that has impacted me so greatly. My dad was part of the founding board of directors of the formerly named JAMD, and I so vividly remember roaming around the brand new school hallways on the bottom floor of the JCC and watching people dance around the courtyard with the Torah on opening day. Looking back, I realized that a multi-denominational Jewish high school at that time, when nothing of the sort existed in Michigan, was truly remarkable. That day, the creators of the school expanded the scope of Tikkun Olam from performing acts of kindness to creating something new and innovative to improve our world. The original FJA song says, "We are the pioneers of our community. We are the stars of the academy." And how true that is. I graduated 11 years ago and still look for the FJA stars in each article in the Jewish News, in every Federation email about another great accomplishment, and in newspaper articles about someone's smart idea to make our world better. And trust me, those stars of the Academy are not hard to find. That's why it was not surprising to learn that FJA was using its 3D printers to make face shields for healthcare workers, or that a graduate created a program that gives girls interested in theater a chance to learn from women working on Broadway, or that another graduate created a film that sheds light on individuals grappling with anxiety, or that yet another graduate worked together with the Metro Detroit Muslim community to raise $26,000 for boredom asylum seekers, or that two graduate brothers created a system designed to quickly deliver a package containing an anti-overdose medication for emergency situations. So I mention these stories are all from just the past year, and I am certain there are many more. Our school song goes on to say, "As we hold each other's hands and journey into the promised land, we understand Tikkun Olam." FJA students and faculty truly understand what it means to repair the world and make doing so part of their daily lives. From the creation of the school back in 2000, FJA has taught us that we are obligated to repair the world and has encouraged us to do so creatively and innovatively. Though we will not be holding each other's hand anytime soon, let's continue our journey into the promised land and always truly understand and practice Tikkun Olam. I want to give a big and public thank you to Rabbi Lee Buckman for being my teacher, my principal, and my guide in the early years of my high school career. Many thanks go to the wonderful Julie Ohana and my teachers for preparing me for college, and to my peers for being my friends way past graduation. Thank you, Abba, for helping create this school and for showing me how to dream big. And to you, Mom, Danny, David, and our extended family, thank you for creating a positive and Jewish atmosphere for me to love and to cherish. And finally, thank you to all of you, the FJ community, my community, for supporting me in all of my endeavors. I am forever grateful.
Thank you, Rachel. I have to say that you are so positive. Your energy is so infectious, and you've done so much for so many people in such a short time. And you talked about stars of FJA. You are one of those stars. And like I said, you've done so much in such a short time by helping people, supporting people, and I know you're just getting started. So Mazal Tov.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Cohn.
The heart and soul of FJA comes from our amazing faculty and staff, individuals who give of themselves to ensure our students are engaged, are inspired, nurtured, and supported each and every day. The individual we will now recognize has inspired countless students over the years. She is a passionate educator, a supportive mentor to both teachers and students, whose dedication to her students and FJA knows no bounds. This individual, nominated by her peers, is teacher extraordinaire Melanie Sezzi. Melanie, as you know, a teacher can make all the difference in the life of a child, as you have. And you've taken this charge, and with ceaseless effort and dedication, you've performed this selflessly. You are creative, you're never satisfied, you always want to get better, always seeking ways to inspire and engage students. But that's not all. What's beautiful is that you've moved students so much that they've found creative and meaningful ways to reciprocate. So your students have shown you how much you mean to them. And it is my great pleasure and honor to recognize you for all that you do with FJA's 2020 Distinguished Faculty Award.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Cohen, and to the entire FJA community for this incredible distinction. It's a privilege to be honored alongside Samantha, Ross, and Rachel, who are all such valuable members to this community. And it's humbling to have been nominated by my peers for such a recognition. I'm blessed to work with so many remarkable people now and throughout my years at FJA. My fellow educators inspire me every day with their dedication to their students and their innovation in the classroom. Never has this been more apparent than now as we transition to leading our classrooms online and supporting our students from a distance. FJA teachers are simply amazing. What means even more is that we're not just colleagues, we're friends. We've been there for each other through so many of life's ups and downs. That encouragement comes from this entire community as well. I've been amazed at the love and support I've received during my time at FJA as I've experienced so many personal milestones, like marrying my wonderful husband, adopting a puppy, buying a house, and having our 2 beautiful boys. When my dear friend Erica Badur brought me in to FJA 9 years ago, I had no idea how much I would grow, both personally and professionally. I didn't know what to think about the transition to private school, especially a religious one. Witnessing these kids connect to their own religious and cultural identities has inspired me to connect more to my own faith. This connection grew even more through the unbelievable privilege of traveling to Israel with other FJA staff members. This was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I will treasure forever. Professionally, FJA has provided me many tools and resources to grow as an educator. The mentoring and professional development program was such an asset to me in my early years, and I am so honored to oversee that program now alongside my incredible friend Nicole Kahn. The value of education is inherent in me. Many of my family members are teachers, and they've all inspired me in so many different ways. My parents and siblings instilled in me values of honesty, integrity, hard work, and patriotism. I try to carry these values with me every day and pass them along to my students. The FJA community has given me so much over the years. I can only hope to continue to do my part to give back in the best way that I can. Thank you to Rabbi Cohen, the board, administration, my colleagues, students, alumni, parents, my amazing family, and this entire wonderful community for embracing and supporting me. I am truly honored.
Thank you, Melanie. Melanie, I just want to say, which everybody out there, I'm sure, does not know, maybe a select few, that just last week, Melanie took it upon herself to deliver care packages to her AP students, to each and every one of them. And that is the degree to which Melanie will go to make sure that her students are supported and that they know that Melanie cares about them beyond academics, but as individuals. And one more thing, Melanie. What I'm sure a lot of people don't know, you talked about milestones. I'm not sure if you're counting going to see Hamilton, and it wasn't Garth Brooks as well, as
Yes.
milestones. So everybody out there, I want you to know, when I had mentioned that when Melanie's students want to reciprocate, they knew that she wanted to see Hamilton. She was dying to see Hamilton, and they made it happen. They made it possible. And the same with Garth Brooks. So Melanie, thank you for everything you've done for FJA, for our students. And it's just been incredible. And looking forward to working many, many years at FJA together in the future.
Thank you.
So as you've seen, we have spectacular alumni, amazing and dedicated teachers, and phenomenal supporters. In this final segment, I want to recognize two unique and very special individuals. And I've gotten to know them. They are, at the same time, alumni parents and their current parents. And they're diehard supporters of FJA in every way possible. And here to introduce our 20th anniversary honorees are Tatum Partridge, Jackson Partridge, and Ari Partridge.
Hi, I'm Tatum Partridge, and I graduated from FJA in 2017, and I'm a rising senior at the University of Michigan.
Hi, I'm Jackson Partridge, graduated from Franklin Jewish Academy in 2018, and I'm a rising junior at the University of Michigan.
Hi, I'm Ari Partridge. I'm a junior at FJA, and I'm in the class of 2021.
We are so honored to be introducing our parents tonight for this momentous occasion, and are so excited to share our love for FJA with the community.
Being past and present students at Franklin Jewish Academy, we are so passionate about everything that this school has given to us, in and out of the classroom, for today and for the future.
And we'd like to show some of that to you today. And without further ado, we present the video.
Franklin Jewish Academy, in and of itself, is a wonderful school, period. So you look at the general studies, the math, the science, the social studies. It's a wonderful education. And then you have the Jewish component of it. You have the Hebrew, you have the rabbinics, you have the Bible, all of the wonderful extras of the Judaic studies, and it creates something so much more rich.
It's their formative years, and FJA does a fabulous job of preparing them for campus life, and beyond. When our oldest Tatum graduated from Hillel, we didn't think twice about sending her to Franklin Jewish Academy. For us, the continuation of that strong foundation at Hillel was very important. We had to build the structure on top of the foundation, and that's really what FJA has to offer for the kids, that continuity, that continuation.
That age is such an important time of your life where you're preparing these kids to go out into the world. This is a time where the kids really figure things out and learn the tools that they're going to use when they step out the doors of high school and into college, campus life, and just life in general.
As you grow up, you think about your earlier days in school. You don't necessarily think about second and third grade. You think about high school.
When I shadowed FJA, I was pleasantly surprised by the independence the students were given and the focus and effort that the teachers were giving each student on an individual level, and all the care that they were given inside and outside the classroom. Coming from a Jewish day school already, I was looking for a high school that was grounded in the same values and beliefs that I had been used to before FJA, and FJA was exactly that, plus the independence that I was looking for in a high school.
The teachers that teach at FJA go there because it's a great school. They don't need to be at a Jewish day school. But every time you talk to these teachers at open houses and conferences, they're all so proud of these kids and who they are.
Everyone is upbeat and excited to talk and work with us and work with the kids. And they really are energetic, and it's really something to see.
Because they're not in a class of 30 kids, I think they're really relaxed and able to teach. I think it provides a nice number for them to really touch like each individual student. The teachers become just an integral part of your life, not just your school day. They are so proud of these kids and they take such ownership of teaching these kids that it becomes a lifetime relationship, not just a high school relationship.
That Hebrew class was so special. We still stay in touch today. We have a group chat where I can join on all the students in that class, and she is just the best teacher ever. Like, look, I look at her as a mom. That was such a special class to me and really made me love the language of Hebrew and, you know, the study of Judaics even more.
For us, an FJA diploma was a real gift. It allowed our kids the opportunity that most kids don't have to apply to many schools with real chances of getting in.
Here's this small Jewish day school in West Bloomfield, Michigan, and these schools around the country, it doesn't matter if they're Ivy League, if they're in-state schools, none of them are not options. They're all options. They look at FJA and they know FJA. They know it as this really amazing place that produces these amazing kids.
An important impact after graduating Frankel-Jewish Academy is being proud to be a Jew and to know who you are in life and to feel confident.
Frankel makes good people.
Exactly.
And it's not just, they don't make just good students. They don't just make people who are able to do well in college and, you know, get all A's. They make good people.
One thing I miss the most about the FJ community right now is probably just walking into school every morning and seeing everyone, seeing all my teachers, all my friends. It's just something that you don't realize you're missing until you don't have it. When I first started, I really enjoyed the school, the smaller environment. Everything just felt more condensed, easier. It was a little community and I really liked it. It was just something just off of like my first step into the school as a shadow, something that I really fell in love with.
It's easy to be a leader for FJA. It's in our hearts. It's something that the need is there. It's so important for our community, for our families, for our children, that it's a real natural for us.
Yeah, the FJA is made up of great students, great teachers, great administrators, great faculty, and then you have great parents, and then you need great leaders. And everyone helps, but it's the people who step up and say, we're going to make sure that this school continues to celebrate every 10, every 20, every 50 years and beyond, because it's such an amazing place for these kids to learn and to prepare to be leaders in our community. Our wish is that FJA continues to have these kids go out into the world and make that difference.
Yeah, make a difference and flourish.
I've had the opportunity to really get to know Samantha and Ross as FJA parents, as alumni parents. Also not mentioned in the video, I coached Tatum in cross country. But most recently, getting to know them as we're navigating the questions and the challenges of hosting a virtual event. And I can say unequivocally, there are no two finer people than Samantha and Ross. They have supported FJA in countless ways. They are generous, but even more notable, I have to say, is their humility, their sensibility, and their pragmatism. And knowing their children, they've passed those midot, those characteristics to their children. And they truly embody FJA's mission and core values of leadership, respect, and compassion. And it is therefore my privilege and honor to recognize Samantha and Ross Partridge as FJA's 2020, our 20th anniversary honorees.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. That was really terrific. Thank you. We hope all your families watching tonight are healthy and safe. And to the parents, students, alumni, faculty, and many, many supporters and donors, Samantha and I want to thank you for honoring us and honoring the other honorees on this exciting and momentous occasion of FJA's 20th anniversary. To the leadership of Rabbi Cohn, Randy Gowell, Shauna Cantor, and Julie Ohana, we thank everyone for working so diligently under these unusual circumstances to transform this year's celebration into a digital triumph. And we especially want to thank our incredible host committee for raising the money and raising the awareness for FJA. You guys did an incredible job. Thank you. And thank you all. Samantha and I and our kids are very proud of FJA, as you saw. This evening is an opportunity to express our love for the school and share how FJA has enriched our family and the entire Detroit Jewish community through its best-in-class academics, teachers, and nurturing environment. At this moment in FJA's history, the 20th anniversary, we come together to share this love and also to recognize and celebrate those whose achievements and dedication have built the foundation on which our school stands. FJA's mission is to enhance the Jewish community and to provide our young people a spiritual, moral, and ethical framework, to provide a compass for their lives ahead, and a pathway to the roles as strong and impactful leaders. The founders 20 years ago created this school with this vision, and we are proud to say that this great vision has been achieved. And looking forward, we must keep building.
Speaking as a mom, I am deeply appreciative of the vision of FJA founders and their mission every time I look at my children. Due to this extraordinary situation, the past couple of months have given us time to spend as a family, which has been an opportunity and a blessing. Amid the endless laundry and long days in our home, quarantine has been a time of reflection to remind ourselves of life's precious qualities, the things that sometimes get pushed aside or overlooked in the hustle and bustle of academic schedules filled with sports, homework, and activities. I am so impressed at how quickly and seamlessly FJA teachers and staff stepped up to adapt to remote learning. FJA was prepared. The students all had laptops, and much of the coursework was already online. The FJA staff jumped into action and quickly supported the families and the students with the new normal. And most importantly, they were able to maintain the FJA high-quality education. During this time, FJA reminded us of its attractions and why we sent our children there in the first place. Beyond education, it's a caring institution, one that knows how to teach the importance of caring for others and the importance of being good and responsible citizens of our community and of our world, with sensitivity, with understanding, and with empathy. Yasher Koach to Melanie Sessi, to Rachel DeVries, and the entire FJA faculty and staff. You have the highest ideals of Jewish learning and mentorship.
As we recover from COVID's health and economic impacts, we realize that its repercussions on our society are immense. We know that there is tremendous need right now in our country for charitable giving and many, many worthy causes. Food insecurity, with many families out of work, is one of the most urgent issues. Charities like No Kid Hungry, Feeding America, and our own local Yad Ezra are all very worthy causes and appreciate our support, and we appreciate that. It is also imperative that we continue to give to our schools. Now more than ever, families will need our support in order to make FJA possible. Unfortunately, the demand for tuition assistance is quickly growing. So thank you for giving to FJA, and thank you for giving and making FJA a great place of learning. And please share your FJA experiences and the triumph of tonight with your friends and family. Sending your kids to FJA is an experience you will certainly be proud of. Samantha and I thank you. Be safe, be healthy. Thank you.
Samantha and Ross, you alluded to our founder's vision when you spoke. And I have to say that vision could not have been fulfilled without your support. You've been incredible ambassadors for FJA. You've helped us realize our goals, not only because you believe in the values taught at FJA, but because, as I mentioned earlier, and it's really important to stress, because unfortunately sometimes it is too rare, you also model those values by living by a moral and ethical framework, exhibiting compassion and nurturing leadership. I can't think of more fitting honorees for our 20th anniversary than the both of you. Yasher koach. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi
Thank
Cohn.
you. Terrific.
I'm proud and grateful that we have been able to build on the solid foundation established 20 years ago of excellent academics and engaging Jewish studies. We've had so many amazing alumni, wonderful teachers. We've built, as you've heard, this amazing community of learning and nurturing. We've been able to establish a school for our community that is healthy and vibrant as ever, where students have an abundance of opportunities to explore their Jewish heritage, broaden their horizons, and engage in electives and experiential opportunities within a nurturing environment. With expanding enrollment, yes, our freshman class is growing, our school is growing, and a sizable, as I said, freshman class, we're looking forward to an even stronger 2021. But again, we know that we are going through difficult times. And as Ross had mentioned, that it's really important to be able to give to all charities and to be able to support everybody in our community as well as the schools. We're so appreciative, especially now, in this time of need, for the funds that will ensure that families have an opportunity for an FJA education. And I'm thrilled to share with you that our gala, all of these efforts, the honorary committee, Samantha and Ross, all are honorees. We've been able to raise for student scholarship $360,000. That means that more students will be able to go and enjoy and appreciate an FJA education. Finally, thanks to all of you who've taken the time this evening to join us. And I know it's raining outside, not a great time to be outdoors, but thank you for watching us this evening rather than Netflix or Amazon Prime, and for helping us recognize these extraordinary individuals. I am grateful to each of our honorees, Ross and Samantha, Melanie Sezzi, Rachel DeVries, and to our event sponsor, the Honigman Law Firm, to all our donors and supporters, and finally, so grateful to our amazing staff and faculty, and to our students and our families who make FJA the incredible community that it is. Please know that I miss you all. Be safe, be healthy, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon in person.